Have to go
There
on
we go.
TikTok as well. For the younger listeners.
We are live. Hey, but wait, I've got something for you. We're going to play this first, okay?
This is the New York City FC Pregame Live. Tonight, New York City FC looks for their fifth win in 6 matches as they play DC United in the nation's capital. And now, here are your hosts, Glenn Crooks and Anton Tinnerholm.
Wow, Anton Tinnerholm. Wow, yeah. How about that? You got music and everything. I don't know if that's your kind of music, but that's the best we could come up with. Well, look who's here. We'd rather see him down on the pitch warming up and getting ready to play, but instead he is still recovering. Anton Tinnerholm. So he's with us on our live pregame, and then he's also going to be with us throughout the live commentary. So we're going to have some fun. I'm anxious to hear your analysis of things as they go on. First thing Anton noticed when we came in here at Audi Field, where the radio booths are set up, it's a it's a very interesting view of the field. So your first commentary here on the English radio side, we're putting you to the challenge, Anton.
Yeah, we can see if the ball crossed the line or not. But
yeah, we are on the goal line, so
the other side,
we could be the goal line judge.
Yeah, exactly.
No problem. Well, look, before we get into a little preview of the game and things, I thought it would be great if you could, a lot of supporters are watching, and give us your injury update. You suffered this Achilles injury, had surgery. It's we've read about it, and we've seen Atlanta United, Brad Guzan, and then Miles Robinson both suffering the same sort of injury. So maybe you can give them an idea of what they're going to go through. But how you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Now is the last stop before I can go into the pitch for real. I mean, it's been a long journey, but I'm almost there, and I think now in the end, it's quite tough, to be honest, to be on the sideline, especially like today. You go into the locker room today, see the guys, and they start their preparation and everything like that, and you just want to be part of it. But I'm sitting here with you. It's not too bad, but I'd rather be on the pitch, to be honest.
We'd rather see you on the pitch.
Yeah, it's.
So what is it like during the course of the week? So the most recent practice I went to, you were playing 5v2. You were in the middle defending, holding a penny, but no tackles. You're not permitted to have contact yet, right?
That's correct. I'm playing. I'm training with the team most of the time right now. So what I'm doing is the warm up, the boxes, some possession and some passing drills. I haven't been in like 11 versus 11, but I'm starting to get into 5v5 now as well. So I'm feeling I'm pretty close, and I'm not worried for my injury, to be honest. They say it's bigger risk to rupture the other Achilles than the one I did 7.5 months ago. So I'm not afraid at all, and I think that's really important for my mental status. To go onto the pitch and feeling I'm scared. You can't have it like that. So.
No, you can't. So what is the medical analysis that will permit you to have contact and play again? What has to happen between now and then?
So we play Minnesota, I think, 28, and then we have a little bit break after that. And as soon as we come back after that mini break, then I'm gonna have my final test, and so hopefully I can start in full training.
Minnesota. When is that Minnesota game? Let's see.
I think it's 28.
Yeah. So that's so if you had to, no one's going to hold you to this, and I know you confer with the doctors and our medical staff at New York City FC. But what's your educated guess as to when you'll be able to compete? What would you think?
In
realistically,
game, I think I should be back in 1.5 months. That's the goal. The doctor said it's far ahead of schedule. They said up to 12 months at first. Now, if I can be back in the start of July or late June, then it's closer to 9 or 8.5 months. So I've been working really, really hard to get back. I've never been working this hard, and all the tests we do in the gym. I'm at all-time best at the test in the gym we're doing, and then it's of course some other work that has to be done on the field, because it's different to be in a gym more versus the field. So that's the thing I have to work on now to put out the work on the field, like start stops and sprints and stuff like that. That's not easy to do in the gym. So I'm feeling mentally I'm almost ready, but then you have to be ready, like physically and with the ball as well.
Are you taking part in all the team meetings, especially film? Like, for instance, DC United, the opponent, there's obviously a lot of opposition analysis and looking at film. Do you just are you taking all that in, just like as if you were playing?
Okay. I'm working with you now, so I have to prepare for my job, you know.
Well, I'm going to ask you in a moment about DC United, and I think NYCFC that's probably how most supporters feel about getting you back on the field. Here's another one from, well, the rehab continues, but I know you're getting closer. And how about from Steve Fields? So, I think you've probably along the years you've become a favorite, and you're emotional. You're a good player, and I think you've probably sensed that as well. No?
Yeah, I'm feeling the love from the fans, and especially now when I've been down for a while. To be honest, it's been pretty hard and been my toughest moment in my career. So all the support I got on like social media, and even the fans sending me stuff to my home, that for my wife and for my kid and for me, you know, when it was the toughest period, when I met the doctor and he said 9 to 12 months, and then getting these gifts from the fans and all the come back stronger and all that kind of things, you know, that for one or other it doesn't feel that much, but it keeps me going, you know. And I've been feeling having the support from players, of course, and a lot of people in Sweden, but also a lot of supporters here. So that's I can say thank you, and I'm gonna thank you when I come back on the field.
Yes. And I remember the supporters in Malmo in Sweden. You mentioned Sweden. They sent you something. I remember I have a friend who's an ultra, so he's always wondering about you. And I can't remember what was sent to you, but it was like I don't know, what was it? A blanket or?
No, it was a team photo, I think.
Oh, team photo,
yeah. So now I'm feeling appreciated over there as well. So all the kind of small messages and all the kind of things helps me in my rehab. So keeps me pushing. So that's appreciated.
All right. Well, I want to give you an extra push here, and if just look back at a couple of things. This first clip is going to be your first home game. You remember that one?
That was a good one.
Yeah. Watch this.
Now it's Anton Tinnerholm. Medina slips to Villa, edge of the 6, and that ball went in front of the 6. And here's a shot and a score and a goal by Anton Tinnerholm on the follow with the left foot. The Swede scores his first goal for New York City FC.
I got a space on the second post, and the ball bounced to me, and I got a great hit. It's that simple. I'm not used to score with my lefty, but today was the day, and I got a really great hit today. Not even in training, I think I would score any goals like that. So it couldn't be better to score it at the home opener, to be honest. And I'm not used to score goals like that. Suddenly it happens.
That had to have been a great moment. And that was the first goal. Villa scored the game winner a couple of minutes later.
Yeah, and I said I'm not used to score that goal, but I think sitting here today, I'm getting more and more used to score goals like that, you know. So
well, that was the first of 9 goals you've scored in your career, which is phenomenal. You're a fullback. 9 goals and 23 assists. So here's another one.
Now Morales, top of the circle. Here's Tinnerholm free, and he scores! Anton Tinnerholm with a precise shot from a severe angle to the right. And he beat Connor Sparrow to the back post. And New York City regains the lead. It's New York City 2 and Chicago 1.
Keaton Park showed Anton Tinnerholm the way in the first half with that first goal. It doesn't need to be brute power. It's all about placement. As Maxi Morales has only been on the field for 8 minutes, adds another to his assist record.
All right. That was a good finish, too. Remember it well.
Yeah, it was a good game. I think I have another even better assist that game. So that was.
Well, I don't have every highlight. I could only.
No, it was a good one. Not the best stadium though, but it was a good one.
All right, so that's encouragement to get back on the pitch, isn't it?
Yeah, well,
all right.
I want to be back.
Or am I frustrating you more by playing that?
Yeah, exactly. I want to feel that emotions again. That's something you really miss when you're on the side. You don't get that kind of emotions in normal life, you know. So I can't understand how I'm gonna be after the career. You know, I have to find something to be.
Hey, right here,
close.
Man. Right here.
Yeah, but
we'll do a 3-man booth. It's you, me.
Though.
No, okay.
Or, I don't know. Maybe you scored a goal from here. I don't know. But
that second game, by the way, was against the Chicago Fire, March 29th, 2020, and the empty stadium, no celebration sounds except the team. That kind of brought back the oddity of that year too, didn't it?
Yeah, and especially now when you're looking back at it, it was a tough year for everyone, and especially for the players going to the bubble in Orlando. It was really tough, especially with us with families, you know, leaving the family in a pandemic and go there and play some games you didn't feel it meant everything for you to go there. You was feeling about you were so emotional back then, and then it wasn't a good year. And I remember in the end of the year as well, we lost against Orlando at PKs down there in a crazy game where they
crazy. That's an understatement.
Forced me to sub out, and after that game we got informed that we have to play the Champions League against Tigres and stay in the country for another month, and you just want to go home to your family. So it was a tough year for everyone. Maybe we performed at a pretty good level on the field, but I think it's not sustainable, you know. So it's of course it's way better now with all the fans, and we can have visitors from back home in Sweden now. So that's really important.
And then an MLS Cup Championship in 21, which you were a big part of, but the unfortunate part is down the stretch you weren't able to play. What was that like?
Yeah, it was special. It was really special. I don't really know how to describe it, to be honest, but in the start I was just felt like sorrow, you know, and I was crying a lot at home because I realized for every day it went that I'm really gonna be out for almost a year, you know, and for my whole career I've been having zero like major injuries, you know. I've been having some small ones here and there, but like not that big ones. So then watch the team was special. I think in the start I didn't feel that much, to be honest, but after a while then we started to do so well, and going into a stretch into the playoff, I think that's what's really important, because going into the playoff with a good form, it means a lot, and and then it was so much up and downs and small details in the playoff, but watching that especially the Portland game on site was it was special, and something you remember the rest of your life, you know.
We're here with Anton Tinnerholm. I'm Glenn Crooks. We will be providing the live commentary of the New York City FC Network beginning at 7:15 with the pregame. For now, New York City FC pregame live. And we'll be revealing the lineups soon for both sides. But let's review the last match. 2-0, unbeaten in 5, New York City FC. The record 5-3-2, 6 in the Eastern Conference. DC United 4-5-1. They are 8th in the East. Magno scores and Castellanos scores. Always good to see Tati get back on the score sheet. And what we see is that New York City average goals per game, number 1 in MLS, after a pretty rugged start. So the goals have been a plenty recently, you know?
Yeah, we have an amazing attackers up front. It's not just Tati. Look at the wingers we have now. I think by far the best wingers in the league. And it doesn't really matter who plays. We can play with Gabi, we can play with Thales, we can play with Thiago, we can play with Santi or anyone else, so it's almost guaranteed a goal when you play with them, and especially now it's been so many home games, and to be honest, when we play at home, then we shouldn't drop that many points because we're so good. I think today it's an away game, and in this league all the away games is tough, no matter who you play, so I think it's going to be a little bit different.
Explain some of the reasons why. It's the same team playing against a team that you crushed 6-0 in October last year, DC United, at Yankee Stadium. This is the next game. What would be the difference because you're on the road? I mean, some of it's obvious, but what do you say?
No, but I mean, if you look at the game we played before that, I think we won 2-1 at Red Bull Stadium. We scored in 93rd minute, so it's a good team. But playing away in this league, DC is not the longest trip, but it's still a flight, and and could be like different grass. It could be different like weather. It's a lot of things who's like different in this country. When I played in Sweden, it was more like a bus for like 3 or 4 hours, and then you play there, and it's quite the same wherever you went. But here you can fly some games. You fly like 5-6 hours, and it could be hot as
right. So it's hot. No, the different climates, different time zones.
And some
and then
teams I think that some teams it's different when they're playing home versus away, especially playing in Yankee Stadium. Then a lot of teams getting scared, and at home they got nothing to lose. So it's different playing home versus away.
Scared at Yankee Stadium. It's Why is it intimidating to play Yankee Stadium?
No one want to play there, I talked to so many opponents, and no one want to go there and play, and that's what we like.
That's good. That is good. So you get the 2-0 win, and you mentioned the attacking players. Caleb Porter's the head coach for Columbus Crew, who you just beat 2-0. This is what he said after the game.
The front 4 or 5 are scary talented. Their wingers are athletic, technical, and smart. Real handful, obviously, Castellanos, the best 9s in the league. Rodriguez, Morales, both excellent players, Parks. So very talented team, and talented teams, will punish you.
All right. That's it.
It's
talent does win sometimes, huh?
And he doesn't even mention all the players, so he can mention 2 or 3 or 4 more players.
Sure.
So, that's where we are at right now. And to be honest, I think we have a better team this year than last year. So it could be a good run this year.
Wow. That's something. No shots on frame either. Sharon Johnson had one of his easier clean sheets. Didn't have his hands on the ball hardly at all. They just,
Yeah, no, it was a really good game defensively. I think first half wasn't the best half we have been playing, but still we kept them out of our box, and I think that's how you win the games. You can struggle in some moments, but if you keep them outside the box and they don't create that many chances, then we know we're gonna score later on. So I think in the second half we showed what a team we are.
What is your scouting report on DC United? And their starting lineup is in. No Gressel, no Funtas in the starting 11. They've been very influential. Chances created. The leader for DC United is Julian Gressel. And the leading goals, the guy who's either scored or assisted on the last 7 goals for DC United, Taxi Funtas, the new DP, but they won't be in the 11.
Oh, that's some great news for us.
Sure.
I mean, Gressel is always one of the best players in this league, in my opinion. It's a great right foot. It's always dangerous when he gets the ball. So that's some great news. But they still have some good players, especially up front. So they're gonna be.
Well, you got his fellow Scandinavian up there, the Norwegian Ola Kamara.
Is he starting?
Yes.
Yeah. So now he's one of the top forwards in this league for sure, and it's been I think he scored like 17 or 18 goals last season. He's been scoring this year as well. So he's
he was stride with Tati there for a little bit for the Golden Boot.
Exactly. So now he's it's something you really need to look at, especially at crosses.
So the New York City starting 11 is in as well. We'll get to that in a moment. First, I wanted to ask you about Maxime Chenot. I wanted to play a short clip which is from the interview I had with Maxime for the podcast On Frame. And he just signed a 3-year contract extension. In this interview, he told me he wants to play 6 more years till he's 38. And I'm going to ask you the question too. But to me, what's really center back partnerships, I've always enjoyed watching and analyzing. And here's Chanot talking about him and Alexander Collins.
I do believe we are the best or one of the best tandem in MLS since 2016. And I think the result and the goals we concede and the game we won together show it. That's a funny relationship because we don't speak so much to each other outside on the pitch, but credit to the club who I think found the perfect players, perfect qualities who can match together. As I say, Keynes is a little bit more
complementary. Yeah,
exactly. That's what I try to mean. Keynes is a little bit someone who is a player who's going more forward than me, but I get his back. I cover a lot of his back. I think the both quality we had together allowed us to be strong at the back together. So I've not too much to say about Alex because, as I say, we don't speak too much, but I have so much love by playing with him. I felt so much confidence when he's next to me, and I have so much fun. And it took time, and that's why sometimes some fans doesn't understand, like, creating and building a relationship and chemistry together. It takes time. It took time. And that's exactly what happened with Keynes and me. I think year after year we're getting better, and I think the playoff last year just show how strong and how just how we understand each other very well. Show it by winning the cup.
How do you communicate? So if you're not communicating verbally, can you describe how that's developed, that relationship, as far as how you do communicate on the field?
And that's also a funny question because I think the first 2 years we must speak to each other on the pitch. I try to speak a little bit of Spanish. He tried to speak a little bit on English, and we understand each other like that. Like football language is pretty simple, But now we don't even need to speak on the pitch. I exactly know what he's going to do, and I know he's exactly know what I'm going to do, how I'm going to defend, how I'm going to step in with the ball, whatever. So the last 5 games I played with him, and even during the playoff, I don't even remember speaking with him. So we don't speak together. I might surprise you, but we don't need to speak together.
So that was pretty interesting, that the communication aspect of this, how he described it, but how he described the love playing with him and how much fun he has. Pretty interesting relationship.
Yeah, you have different relationships with everyone in the team. Me, as a player, I like to speak with everyone, especially the player I play closely with. So I've been speaking a lot with Max.
Yeah, he's just to your left. You're on you're the right back,
exactly.
And he's right next to you. I've seen you guys go at it a few times too. Am I right?
Yeah, it happens.
Well, what would be an example of a discussion like that? Whatever you could share.
No,
it's just like, it's emotional, but it's
but
you're also trying to fix something, right?
Yeah, of course, we're trying to help each other.
Yeah.
That's how it is. So it's not personal. We used
of course. What have you not talked this much consecutively before?
No,
or what?
No, exactly. My voice is getting.
You got a whole game to broadcast. Hey, we see the starting lineup here, and we're about to break and get set for our live commentary. But Acevedo will start at fullback again. Tavon Gray did not make the trip. He picked up a little bit of a knock, and the only other, and I wouldn't call it a surprise, Maxi Morales also not on the trip, but giving him some time off leading into the weekend. He's 35 years old, and I think you have to manage players like that, right?
Yeah, for sure. I don't know what's going on with Maxi, but yeah, he's probably going to play next game, So we have had such a talented player now. Alfredo's coming in, so that's no problem at all.
Yep, and there's their 11 coming up here. If I could bring that up here, if we want to see DC United as well. One final thought: Europa League final, Eintracht Frankfurt against our James Sands and Rangers. And Sands played an extra time, but then Rangers lost in PKs. And man, that's like $1 million. That game's worth millions to those clubs. But what a rough way to finish.
Yeah, I saw the penalties, and Yeah, Ramsey had a bad one, but
yeah.
it's unfortunately, especially for James, but it's gonna come new chances.
Yeah. All right, Anton. Anton Tinnerholm. I'm Glenn Crooks. Anton, he's getting there. He's close to playing, but we're going to keep him in the broadcast booth at least for today. We'll be on our live commentary beginning at 7:15 Eastern time with a pregame show with Nick Cushing, assistant coach this time. NYCFC.com/radio is how you get on it, and we're gonna have a good time. And man, I would like to just sit and listen to Anton for a couple of hours. As long as as long as he's got a voice, then we're going to be okay.
Yeah.
So for Anton, I'm Glenn. Chris Sakonis will also be with us during the broadcast. We're at Audi Field down in D.C., the nation's capital. Enjoy the game, everybody.